Hi, all. It's good to be back with you again, right in the middle of the summer doldrums. And what I'd like to talk about first are two patients that I saw last week, both of whom came in about a month ago, each of them suffering from type 2 diabetes, and where we are today. Each of them, less than a month and a half on the program, each of them stopping the need to take their medications approved by their physicians, each of them morning and evening in the normal range for blood sugar, and each of them no longer taking their medication because they don't need it. They're not unique, but they're special in the sense that both of them came in really annoyed and aggravated and depressed, having to check their sugars on a regular basis, having to take their medication on a regular basis, and feeling constricted and trapped by the fact they were physically not functioning the way the average person should be able to function. And I had a discussion with both of them and talked to them about a story that I had remembered from long ago. It's about sitting in a room, reading a book, summertime, and hearing this buzzing noise. Bzz, bzz. And as I looked up, I saw this fly, and the fly was going back and forth on a window. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I watched. It would slam into the window, fly away, about a foot and a half up and down, fly back into the window. And it was very persistent. And it wanted to get through that window. But it was a window. And to my knowledge, the window couldn't care one way or the other, so it just stayed there. And the fly kept back and forth, back and forth. And I noticed that there were periods of time that the fly began to bang into that window more strongly. And the sound was there. And I watched and I realized that the fly was not only not going to succeed, but the fly would soon be exhausted and maybe even after a period of time deceased. And it was doing what it wanted and needed to do, which is it wanted to get to the other side of the glass. And a thought came to me. It was doing what it was doing because it had learned to do what it was doing, and it kept doing what it was doing, wanting it to succeed, and believing that all it needed to do was to try harder. And the harder it tried, the closer it would get to its goal. But no matter how hard it tried, nothing changed. But it persisted, and it persisted. When suddenly it moved away from the window, about 2 feet, buzzed around in a circle, and went back to banging into the window. And I realized something that I want to share with you. Had the fly simply continued to do what it was doing, but turned 180 degrees, it would have flown out the door into the hall and escaped. By doing what it was doing, no matter how hard it tried to do, nothing changed. These two patients came into the office. They were trying very hard, and one of the reasons they came to AccuWeight Loss was they were told that if they lost weight, it would help them with their lives and with their diabetes. I explained to them the structure, and I got faces from both of them. They had been referred, but neither of them fully comprehended that for a period of time, they would have to drastically change their eating habits. I said to them they would see the difference. And both of them, under a month and a half of having changed their banging into the window, their eating, both of them were now having their diabetes under control, their sugars 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the normal range, and ready to start a new life with their diabetes under control. What am I saying? When are you going to be ready to turn 180 degrees? AccuWeight Loss is not a program for life. It's a program for losing weight and then learning to live. Are you ready to turn around 180 degrees? Maybe yes, and maybe no.